Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to go through what you can expect to see in your own body once you get an EMS suit. I know you can kind of go back through my videos, see what I was able to accomplish, what the suit did for me, but what is it going to do for you? Like, are you a beginner who basically maybe played a sport as a kid but hasn't really done anything since, doesn't really work out, just the average, the average person who doesn't have a whole lot of fitness or workout experience? Are you somebody who did sports as a kid and worked out a lot but now haven't worked out in 10 years, kind of like myself? Are you a current athlete? Are you working out hard right now? The results you're gonna see increases across all the spectrums for each type of person, but obviously as a beginner, somebody who hasn't worked out in ever, you're going to see massive results if you can push yourself hard. So let's dive into this and let's check it out. So the first one is fat loss. So are you gonna see fat loss with the EMS suit? I can't remember what year the study was, but against a control group, EMS users burnt an average of 460 calories across a 72-hour period after an EMS workout. So essentially, EMS caused an increase in metabolism by 460 calories for 3 days. So if you can work out 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to see an increase in metabolism by about 1,000 calories a week. That's about a little over a pound a month. And couple this with 30-minute walks 3-4 times a week, and you're probably going to be looking at a couple thousand calories in boosted metabolism over each week, which really comes down to losing a couple pounds a month, which is really super realistic over the long run. It's not going to be like wildly dramatic, but if you incorporate your workouts with a diet, then you're going to see a significant amount of fat loss, as you saw in me in my first couple months using the suit. I am actually 3 weeks into a diet. I'm going to do another video on that. I think I've found what seems like the most obvious and most effective without being miserable way to diet. It's pretty cool. I'm down 9 pounds in 3 weeks and I'm not hungry. So that's kind of huge. All right, the next one is muscle imbalance. So everybody has muscle imbalance, unless the only thing that you do is go into the gym and work out. And even then, you're not going to be hitting your lower back effectively. You're not going to be hitting your lower abs effectively. You're not going to be hitting a lot of the stabilizer muscles in your spine. You're not going to be hitting some muscles in your legs that the blanket EMS is going to stimulate in your workouts. So it is going to absolutely correct muscle imbalance. A tennis player, right, who just swings their right arm, swinging a racket, forehand, backhand, that is a severe muscle imbalance for, say, the right side of the body, and the way that you twist with your abs, golf swings, any sort of repetitive stress injury from working, like if you work in a factory and you're passing things from left to right, and they don't incorporate in sitting on both sides of the line to offset the muscle imbalance, you're going to find that the suit starts to correct all of that. A lot of people don't realize that their right arm is stronger than their left arm because they're right-handed. You will find that your left arm is more sore than your right arm after a workout because these muscles are weaker and getting worked out harder by the same settings from the suit. So the suit absolutely starts to cure muscle imbalance, which again is more than just left versus right. It's also upper body versus lower body. It's also, like, my legs have had way more gains than my upper body because, as a guy gets older, you just don't end up working out your legs as much. So this forces me to work out the entire body, and I've seen massive gains in my legs, which hopefully I'll get brave enough at some point to show you the difference in my legs. And diving into the stabilizer muscles in the spine, you're going to find that, if I'm remembering the study correctly, pain was improved in something a little over 80% of EMS users. So they had some reduction in pain in over 80% of EMS users. And I think what this is all of the postural stuff, all of the things that are caused from weak muscles, like the rolling forward of your back when you're kind of getting lazy, or when you're sitting down, because your muscles are weak and because the stabilizer muscles in your spine basically allow your spine to properly align, right, when you're standing. some of this stuff starts to go away. I know the owner of Katalyst got heavy into EMS when he almost had to have surgery, and then he ended up finding EMS, and he went and he completely cured his back pain, I think in like as little as 6 weeks or 8 weeks, something like that. And it was like a huge eye-opener for him that he was able to avoid surgery and his back pain completely went away. Okay, so getting into the fun stuff, hypertrophy, muscle building. Are you gonna be able to put on muscle with the suit? 100% you will absolutely be able to put on lots and lots of muscle with the suit. Now girls, this doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to get big like the Hulk. You know, you're going to put on muscle in all the places you would have put on muscle, you know, which is mostly in your glutes and your legs. You know, girls are different than guys. You're going to, you know, you're not going to get big and burly and look mannish unless you're really trying to focus on that. You're going to put on a muscle in all the areas that girls want muscle. Guys, you're going to be able to put on essentially all the same muscle you're going to be able to put on in the gym, just in significantly shorter period of time. Now, I put on what I would guess would be between 10 and 12 pounds in muscles over, say, 6 to 8 months. That is a significant amount of muscle to put on in such a short period of time. Essentially, the suit will allow you to get a full workout, gym-like, in 1/10 the time. I have a little bit more time investment now that I'm doing upper and lower body workouts separately. But my workouts, I end up having to stop earlier because I'm getting such time under tension in such a smaller, in a half the amount of muscles, right? That my workouts end up being shorter than they were. Instead of a full 20-minute workout, I might do 10 to 15 minutes. Will the suit build muscle? 100% it will. I'm gonna go through a video on how to maximize your muscle gains. You will get, I'm trying to think what bodybuilders call it, but basically fatigue after 2 to 3 months, and you'll kind of need to go back into a maintenance or a mini cut to kind of offset your metabolism. You're having to fight against your body constantly wanting to get into a state of equilibrium. So, you know, you're only gonna be able to build muscle for 2 or 3 months. Maybe as a beginner, and because you're in so much shock, you can build muscle for like 6 months or 9 months or something. But long term, your body wants to constantly correct itself into a state of equilibrium. As a side note, if you want to build muscle, since we've talked about fat loss and we've talked about muscle gains, if you want to build muscle, you focus on that for 2 or 3 months in a row. And then you need to go back into a maintenance cycle and get your body adjusted to kind of that new equilibrium, right? The same with a diet. So if you only diet for 2 or 3 months, and then you need to add in 2 or 3 months after your diet to get your body back into equilibrium because your metabolism will have dropped. So if you get done with your diet and you go back to eating the way that you used to eat, your metabolism is lower and also your body mass is lower. So now if you go back to eating 3,000 calories a day, your metabolism at the beginning might have been 2,500 calories a day, and now it's at 2,250 or 2,000 because your metabolism has dropped. If you go back to eating 3,000 calories a day, you're gonna gain 2 pounds a week. You need to slowly get out of that to where your metabolism builds back up to like 2,450, 2,500 calories a day, and then you have a new set point that you have to eat for. Strength is going to hit everybody huge. So even if you're an athlete, you can expect to see 10 to 15% gains in strength and explosive power across 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, I saw significant strength increases, like 30, 40% strength increases across a 6 to 8 week period of time. This is a little bit because you're actually building muscle, but it is much more because, when you do a power workout in the Katalyst suit, it is overloading your slow twitch muscle fibers to the point where it has to start recruiting your fast twitch muscle fibers, basically like if you're lifting in the gym. So to train your fast twitch muscle fibers, you have to tire out your slow twitch muscle fibers, or basically use those up, and then it will start recruiting the fast twitch muscle fibers. So in the power workouts, it just overloads the slow twitch muscle fibers and now starts recruiting all of the fast twitch muscle fibers. And so what ends up happening is you're moving your muscles and having to create those, strengthen those neural pathways to talk over what the suit is doing. And when you're in a power workout, you're having to talk over the suit to talk to those fast twitch muscle fibers as well. This basically what is happening is you're accessing 10 to 15% more of your existing muscle fibers in an athlete than you were prior to your training in EMS. So any athlete that is not training in EMS is at a significant disadvantage to an athlete that does. There are so many studies to show that, vertical jump heights, just any sort of explosive power, club head swing speed, kicking, punching, these things, you're able to generate a lot more explosive power after using an EMS suit for 6 to 8 weeks because you're increasing the amount of access to the fast twitch muscle fibers. Now, after the 6 to 8 week period, I don't believe that you're going to, say if you gain 15% in 8 weeks, you're not going to see 20% in 10 weeks, right? It's not a linear progression. I think you're going to increase the amount of muscle fibers you have access to, and then you're going to plateau. So I don't know how long, say you use EMS for 2 months and then you stop using it. I don't know how long, and this is something I'd love to ask Bjoern when I interview him. I don't know how long the results from EMS last after you stop using EMS. Are you still accessing all of those fast twitch muscle fibers 6 months later? I have no idea. Now, I don't think that they've probably done a lot of studies for that, but I think with all the other benefits of EMS, why an athlete would not incorporate it into their entire regimen makes zero sense to me. Okay, outside of athletes, beginners, intermediate, anybody on the spectrum from you've never worked out in your entire life to an elite athlete, you're going to see increases in strength. I also, I've done some deep dive into bodybuilding stuff, more for diet than anything else, but all of the same rules apply for hypertrophy and, body fat composition, diet, all that kind of stuff. Because essentially what the suit does is it replaces the gym, right? It kind of goes without saying that also your slow twitch muscle fibers are going to, your mind muscle connection with those slow twitch muscle fibers is also going to increase. The biggest measuring stick of that is just how much you can lift, like how many pull-ups I could do. And then as far as the power and explosive power, it's like vertical jump height, how hard you can punch a bag, how hard you can kick, those kind of things. In addition to that, building up your slow twitch muscle fibers and being able to access those without having to overload with weight to where you're over fatiguing your slow twitch muscle fibers so that you can start to build the fast twitch muscle fibers. You're able to do this in the suit without the heavy weights, right? Without the significantly high reps, without a lot of the negatives that comes along with trying to build the fast twitch muscle fibers. You're able to do that in the suit just because of the frequencies that are activating these slow twitch muscle fibers and overloading those to where they have to recruit fast twitch. So the reason I go into this is older people, right? As you start to lose your fast twitch muscle fibers, that is what starts to go away. You still have strength at 70, but you might not have the reaction speed because your slow twitch muscle fibers have atrophied so much. The suit will build this back. So when you start to lose balance and you're unable to bring your leg forward to catch yourself, this will increase that. Okay, this will increase your reaction speed. Your ability to bring your leg forward to catch you will be increased. One of the other things that I saw in a recent study, it does increase bone density because essentially what my theoretical explanation of it is, say your bicep and your tricep is flexing at the same time. Both of those are pulling your elbow towards your shoulder, right? So you're increasing load on the bones. And in this study of, I believe it was 100 women, 2 of which didn't complete the study, I think because they moved away, not because they didn't like EMS. Their bone density increased by 0.5%, whereas the control group reduced by 0.5%. So, and I'll try to find this study and address it in another video. Maybe I'll do a video for older people. What it does is it completely stopped basically, I can't remember the word for the bone atrophying over time, like the bone degrading or becoming weaker over time. But it not only arrested that, it reversed it. So that I thought was a huge thing. Okay, last one. There's a lot of stuff that you can expect out of the suit, but the last one is rehab. So say you hurt your shoulder, say you hurt your back, say you have a knee injury. Now you can work out and say, you know, your right arm, you had surgery on your elbow. Well, now I can disable the arm pads and I can work out the rest of my body with the suit without worrying about my arms being worked out. Like, I don't know too many different ways where I can put the suit on and now I can simulate squats in the gym under a huge load, but without having to load weights on a bar, without having to put the bar on my back. There's so many applications of this in rehab that just blow my mind. So you can expect to work out the rest of your muscles, or maybe start to even slowly rehab a muscle with the suit, which is pretty insane to me. So, you know, a lot of the people who've been buying these suits are older people. Now, what's great about this is you're not putting load on your joints, you're not putting load on your bones, you're not putting load on your back, and you're able to hit everything as hard as you were, be able to work your body without risk of injury. Now, if you are injured, now you can also work out and work your way through that injury and not let all of your muscles atrophy. It is insane. It is an insane, the suits will help you huge for that. And if you have any questions, please email me at austinafter40@gmail.com, all spelled out, not the number 40, but the word 40, austinafter40. If you like this kind of content, please share and subscribe, hit the like button. Also, if you're looking at a Katalyst suit, AustinAfter40 is the coupon code, saves you $350 off the suit. I am trying to work with them to where it will always try my coupon. I'm gonna try to get the coupon to be some of the best savings that you can get. I want you to be able to count on my channel, count on me to be able to save you the most you can save on the Katalyst suit at any given point in time. If you want to support the channel, buy through the link in the description. If you don't, buy through the link in the description anyhow. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks.